Right, so we've got a new Premier League objective, much like the Serie A one I think for Politano was. We've got a Premier League one for Trossard, and essentially it's pretty much the same objectives but shaped around the Premier League. So you have to, if you go to here, oh my god, yeah, basically Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, basically every single Premier League team is in this list. There's 20 objectives, and all you've got to do is score a goal in two separate rival matches. Is it rival games? Yeah, rival wins with two goals from that club. So, for example, say you had Sergio Aguero, and you score 2 goals in 2 separate matches. So your first match, you score 1 goal. You also need to win that game. And for your second game, you need to score a goal with Aguero again and also win that game again. So win 2 games and score a goal in both of the games to complete that Manchester City objective. You've got to do that for each one of the Premier League clubs. So Liverpool, you can score 2 goals with Mo Salah, and you've got to win those 2 games as well. Each one you do, you get a 2 players pack. So you never know, you might pack a cheeky board out of one of them. But if you do complete all 20, you get Trossard, who actually looks pretty sick. And now there's basically one main method to do this objective, whether it's doing it for the Serie A or the Premier League one like we've got today, the Trossard one. There's a method to basically do all 20 objectives a lot quicker, and the best time to do this is pretty much now, as soon as you're watching this, because a lot of people will be trying to do the objective now. 1, for weekend league, and 2, just because it came out, so people won't get the card as quickly as possible. So this is the best time to do it, rather than waiting a few weeks. So I'm going to go into the method right now and tell you guys what you need to do. Okay, so I'm into a team right now. I'm going to explain basically what all these players are about. So first of all, I would recommend going for attacking formation. You can see I've got the 4-4-2 up right now, but I recommend maybe a 4-2-4 where you have a left wing, a right wing, and 2 strikers. Maybe a 3 at the back, like a 3-4-3, where you have again 3 attackers, left mid, right mid, 3 at the back, which is 3 centre backs. Any sort of attacking formation I would recommend personally if you want to do it a bit quicker. But the main method is for, let's say you've got 2 strikers. So on this team I have Renfro and Abraham. I've also got a player of the month, Pukki. Now Pukki's from Norwich and Tammy Abraham is from Chelsea. So when you go into the rival game, as soon as I score a goal with Tammy Abraham, I need to sub him off straight away, because once you score 1 goal with a player from Chelsea, scoring another goal with a player from Chelsea isn't going to make you complete that objective for Chelsea any quicker. So sub him off, and then I could go to the bench and I could sub on, you can see I've got Zaha. I could sub on Zaha from Crystal Palace for Tammy Abraham, and potentially I could score a goal with Zaha, and that means in that 1 game alone, if I score 2 goals, I've done 1 for the Chelsea objective, 1 for the Crystal Palace one. Again, same applies with Pukki. If I score a goal in that game with Pukki, as soon as I've done that, sub him off for a striker from a different team which you haven't completed the objective for or scored already in that game with. So there'd be no use subbing on another Chelsea striker if I already scored a goal with Tammy Abraham, because it's not going to make me do the objective any quicker. As well, maybe if you've used all 3 subs, let's say you're like 7-0 up, you've used all 3 subs, I would recommend, if your left back's on a club you haven't scored a goal with in this game, putting your left back at striker, because you know, a sweaty ball across the box, squaring it, they might get a tap in and it might be another 1 done for that objective. So the method's kind of simple. Literally, once you've scored with a player from that club, so once I've scored with Abraham, sub him off for a different striker from a different club. That's basically the method. As well, one thing you can do is name your team, like I've done here, Prem Objective, because this is why it's important to do it at about 6 o'clock, because other people will be doing the Prem Objective, and you could even go onto if you download the Xbox app on your phone or your PC or whatever, you could message your opponent if you get their gamer tag if they pause the game or whatever. If you can get their gamer tag, and they're also doing the Premier League objective, you reckon, you can message them and say 11 for 11, or I score 11 goals, you score 11 goals. That way you both get 11 goals done in that game, which when you're doing 20 objectives where you have to score 2 goals per one, that's 40 goals. You're getting 11 goals done in this game. That's a quarter of the objective done in a 20-minute match. so it can be done in like under, I don't know, 2-3 hours if you do get lucky with your opponents. But that's another main method. Getting your opponent's gamer tag and messaging them, seeing if they want to do 11 goals for 11 goals. But they're the main 2 tips. Hopefully it doesn't take you guys too long. I think I might actually do this one quite soon because Trossard does look very good. So yeah, let me know if you have used Trossard in the comments down below and how good he is, because it'd be interesting to see how good his card actually is in game.